Hey folks, welcome back. Big E with Big E Fix. We're going to continue the journey on our 93 150 and go ahead and strip and recover this decrepit headliner. So let's get into it. Yeah, this is going to make a pretty big mess, but we're just going to use a stiff bristle plastic brush. We're going to go ahead and rip all this off first. That's the first thing, just get the junk out of the way. And notice I've got some gloves on. They're not that important for this step, but you can see this is creating a lot of dust. This foam backing happens, the headliner just separates from the foam backing. This deteriorates. We've got a little situation here with these corners that were crispy. I'm just going to pull this off carefully. We'll strip these separately, and then I'm going to fasten this back in and brace it before we actually go cover that. But for now, I'm just going to set those to the side and go ahead and uncover them, clean them off, get them ready for new material. If your lungs are kind of sensitive or you have bronchitis or asthma, be very careful with this. This is creating a lot of fine dust. Might want to wear a little respirator to keep that out where it's not supposed to be. And as you can see here, the hardest parts to clean off are going to be the parts that have been protected, like under this dome light, because it has not deteriorated and separated like the rest. And as I was brushing this off, I noticed it's leaving a little residue. Examples like this. Comes off pretty well, but there's still all this. And if I rub it, I can still feel that there's dried foam there. That might not be the best for adhesion. So sandpaper, 80 grit. This will take you the last little bit on that. We'll also get all these bits where the foam is not yet decrepit and is not as ready to come off. This will take it all off. As I mentioned in a video the other day, I'm a big fan of cheating, or as we prefer to call it, working smart, not hard. So I'm going to go see if I can hijack some one of the unused brushes out of a set of brushes for a drill head that my wife got for cleaning house. So don't do this over her carpet, but you might be able to wrangle some tools and make a good investment, save some time. So I'm not going to bore you with the details of getting the rest of this like this. You see how I'm doing it. That's going to be fine for adhesion. That's prepped. So I'm just going to do the rest, hopefully with a power brush. I have successfully commandeered two of said brushes that I was looking for. This one, use the bigger one because the outside will have higher velocity and I think might do better. I brought this one just in case. It's a little stiffer. So I'm going to pop this on here. Make sure it's going that way, so it's going to throw stuff away from me. Let's see if this speeds things up at all. Oh yeah. And as you can see, this is going to save my second step in sanding as well. Yeehaw, rock on. Thought I'd take a little time out here while my batteries recharge for my impact driver that I was using for this. I really should be using a power drill. Loaned that to one of the kids. It hasn't found its way back yet. Note to those of you who have tools and kids ask to borrow them. Anywho, just stumbled on a quick less dust way. Just noticing that when I brush this, right, if it's already got a layer of foam on it, you're really brushing through that. It's a little less effective if you've already got a layer of foam on it. So decided to go ahead and vacuum up the main bits and chunks. I discovered a possibly better way to speed it up. And that is if you just vacuum this with the edge here and rub as you go. A lot of this comes off and you're vacuuming it right up. Getting down to the last touches on this, folks, and really all I got to do here is vacuum this up. I did come in with the 80 grit sandpaper and do a brush over, and you can see the result here. Through that, mainly all I was getting off, it was rolling up old adhesive, but still that's going to give us a better surface. It was probably good enough before. It's kind of like that without the rolls like that. But I just went one more, and I'm going to vacuum it off and see what we have. And voila, very smooth, very clean, very ready for a nice headliner cover. Kind of as a best way, I did experiment with different ways as I went. This was not the winner. A battery powered drill will not turn fast enough, it seems, to really chew through that foam. So I got to my Hitachi adjustable speed electric drill, which is continuous duty, and you can run it up to whatever speed you want. It knocked out that last little bit, that last quarter of this, in less time than it took to do the rest of that by a long shot, maybe 5 minutes on that last part, on the last quarter. So that's my vote for the best drill. Is good high-speed drill, and it's variable, so I can regulate it. But I can get it really fast, and that's kind of the trick. Get whatever speed you need to take that stuff off in a hurry. That's what you want. And now we're going to get about laying out the headliner on this, cut to size for this part. Remember, we ordered extra, so we do have enough to cover the visors, which are over there. But we're going to worry about this first. I'm actually going to go ahead and lay this out without the chunks. Remember, we had these two, because of the screws that go through there, this is kind of weakened. So when I went to take the headliner pan out, those snapped off. So we're going to get the rest of this glued on, get this in position where it will be in the truck, and then we'll glue those pieces in. And you should not be any the wiser because it actually sits underneath that corner. Anyway, so this is the point, we've reached the point where you really do care about clean hands. So I'm going to don some new nitrile gloves to work with this to make sure I don't dirty up the new headliner as I'm marking it up. This is it. There is the foam side, about 3/16 inch foam. And the color side, which like we talked about, I'm not going with the crystal blue. I'm going to go with this medium gray. It's got good overlap on both sides. Check overlap on this end, more than we need. So about 4 inches, but you got to be careful. If you've got a pan that's got more curvature to it, you might need to allow a little more on the side. Make sure you've got enough to press into the center and adhere. But we're good there. And we should have a good 1/2 yard off the end here. And we do. Double check. And this gets, some say wrap it and glue it on the back. I don't think I'm going to go there. This has tabs that hold it. And you got trim on top of it. This won't really pop out from the edge. You don't have to worry about that. So I'm going to take a razor and cut it. You know, once this is secured, we'll just cut it there. So I'm going to come to the end and I'm going to cut a few inches outside. This end point here doesn't have to be exact at all. All right, I've turned this around with the front facing the camera. I'm going to work it front to back, and we're going to start back at about the dome light hole. Close the garage door off. Make sure this adhesive that you get, this Fast Tack 92, is what they sent with my headliner materials. So we're going to use that. That's what they recommend. They offer that as a kit. And we have to have a timer set. Need to allow about 5 minutes for this to set before you actually tack the material in place. So I'm just going to pull up a 5-minute timer on my watch. Have that ready to go. And we're going to shake this for 10 or 15 seconds before we go. Make sure the ball is rattling. Now we're just going to lay this back. And we'll just go about halfway. There's nothing magical about the... Get a little bit of stuff out of the way. Nothing magical about where you start or end. All right. Let's go. We want to spray the pan, and we want to spray back on the material about as far as we do on the pan. So we're going to go probably 8 inches or so at a time. Looks like silly string. right. Start my timer. Okay, 5 minutes are up, so it's time to position this and glue it down. So as soon as you lay that in there, that's going to stick. Make sure to raise that up. Make sure you follow the contours. Clean gloves. Make sure they're clean. Don't be tempted to go work on something else and then come back and smear it across there and realize you've put something on your brand new headliner. So now, lay that back. And we go again. Ready to position this. You don't want to stretch it, you just want to lay it. Lay it in place. No stretch. And off we go again. Last one for this half. I have to go about 3 inches shy on all that. Just holding those corners where they want to be, and then brushing that on there. Remember, we got the pieces, the tabs that we're going to have to slide in on the back. Like so. Other half is done just the same. So. Hey guys, may not recognize this, but this is the headliner that I pulled out the other day and got video of that. recovering it. And I got my good friend, neighbor Barry here with me. He's going to help me put this in here. I mentioned him the other day when I was going over the truck. He found the dent. Thanks, Barry. The BB-sized dent in the door.